Jeck, Superintendent of Fauquier County Schools, with another edition of One Hard Question. This hard question comes from Chris B. And this is a long question, so please bear with me. But Chris B. asks the following. I just read the release about the possibility of using April 21st, currently the final day of spring break, as a make-up day if necessary due to potential school closings between now and then that would affect only the elementary schools. I have a junior in high school, no kids in any grade below that, and we will be traveling on April 21st. So that would be an absence for her if you decide to make it a school day. For high schoolers who do not like having to take final exams, that one might push them beyond the allowable absences to be excused from taking exams. And there may be other consequences that could affect middle schoolers that I'm not aware of. So if you're like me and have school-age kids in Fauquier County, but none of them are in elementary school, and your family is traveling on April 21st due to spring break, plans that can't be changed without great expense, then families like mine could potentially suffer whatever consequences might arise from a change that is only necessary for, and therefore should only apply to elementary school-age kids. Please explain why you would even consider taking a day off of spring break before you do something more specific to elementary-age kids, like adding time to their day or taking time off for recess. Chris B. Thanks, Chris. Good question. I'll answer it as succinctly as possible. We've considered a lot of things. It's been a very difficult year in terms of weather, and so we've had to kick around a lot of different ideas relative to time. On the surface, it may look like or seem as though this is just a problem that affects elementary age kids because of the hour piece, the hours that they spend in school versus the number of hours high school and middle schoolers spend. But I'm hearing from high school teachers and administrators about the need to preserve instructional time because of upcoming SOL tests, especially science teachers are concerned about instructional time and taking away instructional time or losing instructional time because of weather. So there's a couple different sides to this coin that need to be considered, but suffice it to say, we are considering lots of things. Adding the 21st as an instructional day. We've talked about adding time to the elementary school day, which that's going to have implications too, potentially for teacher contracts, for example. We talked briefly about taking time away from recess, and I'm not going to do that. So I wouldn't say that's completely off the table because the school board can always tell me what I need to do, but it's certainly falling off the table or at the edge of the table. I don't want to take away recess time for kids. They don't have enough time, I don't think, outside exercising. So we're considering different things. Now, I've spoken to one high school principal this morning about your question, and the thing that's sticking in my saddle a little bit is the 21st is not listed as a makeup day on the calendar. So you make a very good argument about what if we've made plans on the 21st and we can't change them. That's a good and fair question. I posed this question to one of our high school principals, and we're going to add it to the March high school principals agenda and discuss it because there may be some wiggle room there in terms of no promises here, but there may be some wiggle room there in terms of taking into consideration extenuating circumstances with folks who are traveling or have prior unbreakable engagements on April 21st. So I don't see, and on a side note, earlier in the year I heard from a lot of parents about they want to do away with exam exemptions and they think exam exemptions are a bad thing and kids should have to take exams because it prepares them for college and taking exams in college, and I understand that too. That's a very good argument. The exam exemption policy is there to promote attendance. That's one of the big things, and it's a privilege. It's not a right. Students earn that privilege, as you point out in your email. But there's parents who, they want their kids taking the exam. So there's so many facets to these different issues relative to exam exemptions and absences and makeup time and snow, and I'm sick and tired of snow, but it is what it is, and we've got to make choices. So that's where we are. I hope I've been fairly clear on this. We are going to be talking to high school principals about this very issue, and we are going to be looking at other considerations relative to end of the year end of your calendar or current calendar and how we'll make up some of this time if we need to make up time. So hope this has been helpful. Keep the questions coming. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.